And to help us all along, I'm so happy to have Dr. Laura Saunders back with us on the show. We do have her on the show a lot because she can speak to so many issues when it comes to parenting that we need help with. And boy, has this been one of them, a lot of different opinions. So thank you for joining us again, Doctor.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, it's great to have you every time. And I think one thing that we've started to find out from asking viewers at home, what would you do in this situation, is just how highly personalized your particular solution has to be based on the child's age and whatnot. And I imagine that's something you've seen in your travels as well.
Absolutely. And what we need to realize is that pets are actually a member of the family. For many, many of us, we value these animals as if they were a child. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you see bumper stickers that says, "I love my fur grandbaby," right?
Yeah.
So it's honoring the age of the child when you feel like your pet's falling ill, talking to them directly, being honest, right? Don't say Sassy ran away. Okay. When Sassy's dying.
Yeah, so nothing about the farm upstate classic.
No, none of that, because that's just misleading.
Yeah, and I've always gotten the sense that kids can, their BS detector for that can be unusually sharp.
Right, and they pick up that the animal's ill, whether it's a cat or dog or hamster. I mean, we realize that hamsters and some of the other smaller pets are equally as valuable to kids. We, as adults, may not get as attached to them, but a little hamster or a gerbil or a little guinea pig can be very valuable to the kids as well. Now,
in our case, we have an 8-year-old boy, but the cat was 14 years old. We could tell he was getting near the end, so we decided to talk about it a little bit with our son beforehand. But I was wondering, well, is that going to put some fears into his head that didn't necessarily need to be there? Is it a cross that bridge when you come to it kind of situation?
I do think it is good when you have an older pet like that, or when you find out of, say, a first diagnosis that a pet may be expiring, have only 6 months left, that you really start the process early, because that way the grieving can begin a little bit at a time. Mm-hmm. And grieving is a process, and we do need to honor grieving. I do recommend that when a pet has passed or when a pet has been euthanized, that you don't just get another pet right away. You actually honor the loss and the relationship with that pet, give it a little bit of time before you then just step into another pet.
Now, in our case, our son took it pretty matter-of-factly. Hasn't really mentioned it since then. I was wondering whether I should be worried about that or whether that's something normal, at least for an 8-year-old.
I think developmentally that's fine, and it really is based on the relationship. I've known many situations, it's certainly in my own house, where the loss of a pet or a cat was really devastating. So that has a lot to do with age, relationship, and a lot of other factors. So I wouldn't be worried about that.
If you want to have a little memorial service, what should you do for children?
I think it's actually allowing them to use their own words to honor the pet. We've done little burials where you write some words and you put it in before you bury the pet. Yeah. So really, to do whatever you need to do to honor the relationship, that's what's most critical.
Yeah, one thing I didn't think to ask about right now, but in some cases the pet just runs away, so there's not necessarily a sense of finality, and yet in other cases, unfortunately, maybe it's a traumatic injury. Does that change how you approach it, whether or not the child can see the dead pet?
I think that in a runaway situation like that, what happens is you never truly believe that the pet is gone. Yeah. The expectation is, well, it could be today they come back, or it could be tomorrow. Right. So, in the same way that, I know this is not an analogy, but, you lose someone overseas, right? A fallen member of our military. Families need to grieve when there's a body there. Yeah. So it's a different kind of grieving if a pet just runs away and doesn't come back. You assume at some point that they've met a demise, but it's a different kind of grieving. Yeah,
but there is a similarity in the mechanics, as you were saying, so that's something to keep in mind. Well, thank you. Again, I wish we could say there's definite do's and don'ts. There's not as many of them, but like you said, don't lie to the children. That's one thing you can take away from this. I know I am. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
It's a pleasure to have you. It's always so informative getting the chance to talk to you.
Thanks.